Hey YouTube, Jay again. We're going to continue with our series on survival and camping knots, or just practical knots. Today we're doing the bowline, as most people call it. I prefer to call it the bowline. It was initially used, it's been used for hundreds, if not potentially thousands of years, I think it's to tie sails to the bow of ships. So I prefer to call it the bowline, not the bowline. I'm going to refer to it as such. Just try to keep up. There is a different knot called the bowstring loop, and that also encourages me to do it this way. But basically what you're going to do is you've got your line. You're going to make a loop in the line, turn. Now just be cognizant of where, which end of the loop is on top of the line and which end is behind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the working end here, and I'm going to send it up through the loop I made, behind the main line, and then back down through that same loop. And what you'll find is, as that tightens up, the end of your line is a standing loop that will not change in size and will not slide up or down the loop. I wasn't taught this way, but I have heard, well, actually everything is self-taught for me, but after I learned how to tie the knot, someone else showed me this, which I found to maybe be useful for some first-time knot tiers. What you want to do to remember how to tie the bowline is think of the end of your rope as a rabbit, and just remember that the rabbit comes out of his hole, runs around behind the tree, and then runs back down into his hole. There's your bowline. So, I'm going to show you some variants on the bowline. First, we'll show you how to tie a slipped bowline, which of course is you make your loop, which in the rabbit story is the rabbit's hole. Get your end of the rope. Rabbit comes out of the hole, right? Behind the tree, which is your main line. Behind the tree. And then would normally go back down into the hole. But since we're creating a slip, we're going to make another bend in the line, and we're going to bring that bend down through the hole, so that as we tighten it up, you'll see our working end now pokes out the top, and this end, the slip, is in the bottom. Again, what you always want to do for security is bring that slip up till it's small, and then run your working end through the slip, but don't pull it tight, just leave it hanging there, and that's kind of a small security for you. So there's your good line. Now if I wanted to untie this quickly, all I have to do is pull the working end out of the slip, pull the slip out of the knot, and then the knot comes undone. The final version of the bowline that I'll show you in this video that makes it extra secure, makes it a little harder to adjust the size of the knot. What you'll want to do is you'll make your first loop, and then you'll actually make a second loop. This is known as the double bowline. So with those two loops there, you then take your rabbit out of the hole. Now this is an important thing on all bowlines I didn't point out before. You want to make sure, and I don't know why this is just what I saw an Army Ranger do, so I'm just going to trust that it makes a difference. You want to make sure that your line, when it goes, around the quote tree and back down through the hole, you want to make sure that the working end of your line is inside of the loop. See how it's inside the loop right here? Because what you could do is you could actually come the other direction. You could come around and have it be outside of the loop. Like that. I'm not sure why it matters so much, but I know that they specifically brought it up. So either way, once it's been run through the double bowline, it's just like any other bowline, but when you tighten it up, you'll notice that the first adjustment comes to the quote tree, but the second can sometimes change the adjustment size of your loop. It's just something to play around with. That's a little more secure, and what a lot of people like to do on these is they'll either tie a half hitch, meaning I go around the line here and then back up through itself just for added security, or they'll actually tie a full overhand knot right there. I'm not going to do it because I didn't leave enough line, but yeah, that's the bowline. It's useful, and you'll see it in some of my other videos. Thanks for watching.